Hello, this is Paulino, and I'm here with a teacher, Francis Matos-Schultz, who will be participating on the upcoming conference, the Central States Conference on the Teaching of Foreign Languages, March 12th to 14th, here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I asked her to let us know about her presentation and a little bit about herself. So, Francis, who are you and what are you going to be presenting for us in March here in Minneapolis?
Hi, I'm Frances Matos-Schultz. Like Paulino said, I teach Spanish at the University of Minnesota. I work with the first-year students that have had some experience with the language before, as we have a 2-year language requirement for admission here at the university. And I also work with the brand new graduate instructors that come to our program. And we all have struggled in the past with navigating and managing these group projects, right? Sometimes you mention a group project in the class and the reaction of our students is like, oh, seriously? Oh yeah, I can use my new web tools and my new web camera, but the managing of the project becomes a nightmare for most of us, and our students typically come to our classes with bad memories of previous group projects. So the purpose of this presentation is to help us understand how the group projects work and give us a good template of how to be successful with them. We know why they fail. They fail because it is in a group, right? It is not individual. There's lack of accountability, lack of direction, micromanaging. Sometimes it's on our part, sometimes it's on the learner's part. You have someone that takes over the project. And typically because our learners have poor time management skills. So in this presentation, I will discuss and demonstrate the elements of a successful project, how to grow a project in your class, how to engage the learners not only in the creation and the delivery of the content, but also in the structural elaboration of the different elements of a successful project. And we're going to involve the learners from both ends, from the creativity and from the behind-the-scenes administrative part of the project. So we're going to give them a creative sandbox for development of their own meaning. That is important, right? And we are also going to give them administrative space for critical analysis and decision making regarding the project expectations and development. So they are going to be creating that part of the project too, not only the end product, but how the project is going to be administered. So that means that they're going to be creators and stakeholders of that project. And we will use real-world strategies and scenarios from the business world combined with language learning opportunities. And we need to remember that these are all 21st century skills that our learners need to develop and refine: critical thinking, problem solving, media literacy, creativity, and communication and collaboration. And in terms of tips, I would start with come to my presentation, and then I would say make it relevant to the learners, to their reality, to their interest. Is this project interesting to you or to your learners? That is the first question, right? Transparency and accountability throughout the process and equity in the efforts has to be important, okay? How do you keep track of who is contributing what? How do you keep them all accountable and engaged in their task without taking over, right? Ownership and specificity of roles. What is each one of them doing? Help them define those roles, right? And keep it connected to what is happening in your class, right? So this project is not something that is happening in a black hole outside of the classroom. Keep it connected to what you're doing, right? If you're doing descriptions of jobs, help them work with descriptions of jobs within their project, right? So, and finally, scaffold and recycle. So this is intended mostly for high school and college levels, but if your learners know how to read and write, this will work for you too. So that is what I have.
Great. Well, thank you, Francis, for those tips. And if you're interested in this presentation, navigating and managing teamwork and group projects in the language classroom, you should come to the Central States Conference. This presentation will be on Saturday, March 13th from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the session number 1311, 1311 at the room Duluth. So come to the session and enjoy and bring your questions for Francis. So thank you again for these tips. And I want to take this opportunity to invite Francis and everyone for another preview of sessions at Central States on Sunday, February 8th. If you're watching this video before that date, I'm going to be interviewing Gaab and Carrie, Toth, and they have lots of presentations at Central States. They will be giving us their top tips and a preview of their presentations as well. And you can find more information about this interview at my website, epcshow.com. That's the Educators, Performers, Creators Show. And if you still haven't registered for Central States, come to Minneapolis, go to the website csctfl.org for more information and to register for Central States. Welcome to Minneapolis, right, Francis?
Yes, welcome to Minneapolis. We'll be looking for you.
Okay, muchas gracias. Thank you, everyone.
Hasta luego.